All right, everybody. So start with two straps like we did last week. I want to continue some of the themes that we've been working on. So the first strap is going to go over the head, around the arms, and to the top of the chest. If you don't have straps, don't worry about it. But if you do have straps, this helps to enhance your awareness. Now, it's not tight. I have the buckle in the front so that you can easily adjust it. All right? Have it at the center of the chest so it's not digging into your skin. And then have it right underneath the armpit. So it's pretty up high on my back. It's right under the armpits, and it's pretty loose. So you should still be able to really lift the chest. Pull the shoulders back. Now the second strap, if you have one, is going to go on the mid-thigh. Mid-thigh and about hip width apart, maybe an inch narrower than hip width. Okay. From here, be close to your bolster, a hand's width away, and then lengthen the buttocks forward, lie back, and come onto your back into Pranayama Shavasana. Start with your arms wide, your hands in line with the shoulders so that you can feel the broadness of the chest. Extend through the heels so that you feel that elongation of the tailbone down the midline of the body. Then release your legs outward. Release the little toes toward the floor. Roll the shoulders under. Descend the elbows, soften the elbows, soften the wrists. Soften the palms. And settle yourself into Pranayama Shavasana. The strap on the legs is definitely holding your legs, creating a frame for your legs so that the legs don't splay very much. But the strap on the chest, you should barely feel. It should not be binding at all. And if you pay attention to it, you can feel it, but under normal circumstances, when you're just breathing normally, you should hardly feel it at all. Settle into just normal breathing here. Let the breath become soft, even, and steady. Don't try to do anything different with the breath at first. Just allow the breath to become soft, steady, and even. Abdominal breath. Feel the abdomen rising and falling with the breath. Effortlessly rising and falling. So we always start with observation of our normal breath. Start with releasing all tension from the arms, from the legs, from the abdomen. Soft face, throat, jaw soft. All those small muscles of the face, especially near the eyes and the lips. Soften those muscles completely. Widen across the forehead and feel the brain settling into the skull. Have the back of the skull lengthening away from the neck so that the chin drops down slightly. Forehead a little bit higher than the chin. Chin coming down toward the throat without any hardness or gripping. So, as you may recall, the purpose of the chest strap is to bring awareness to what I referred to last week, quoting Gita Iyengar as the storage tanks, the storage tanks of the prana. And the week before, we talked about the breath originating from the groins, from the lower abdominal region near the legs. Imagining that we have breathing tissue there and lifting the breath from the groins all the way up. So let's continue that work, continue that imagery of the breath originating in the lower abdominal region, the lowest part of the abdomen, nearest the thighs. And exhaling completely. Inhaling, drawing the breath in from the groins all the way up into the storage tanks near the armpits. So armpit chest, where the chest meets the arms at the very top of the side chest, lifting the breath to that region where the strap is, and then slowly letting it go, slowly exhaling. Cultivate the breath in this way. Don't try to take slow, deep breaths right away. Let the breath gradually develop into the Ujjayi. Exhale completely. Inhaling, drawing the breath up from the groins, all the way up to the sides of the waist, sides of the ribs, all the way up to the sides of the chest, where the strap is, and then slowly seeping the breath out. Normal breath in between cycles if you need, otherwise continuous cycles of Ujjayi, soft. Don't go for the long deep breath right away. Let the breath gradually develop over many cycles, originating from the groins all the way up into the armpit chest region. Notice how you have to draw the abdomen up and back as you initiate the breath in order to pull and lift the breath up into the ribcage region. Notice how the ribcage expands three-dimensionally to receive the breath, and how the ribcage lifts up toward the chin, the chest coming closer to the chin at the top of the inhale. And then when you exhale, keep the abdomen pulled up and back so that the breath seeps out instead of gushing out. The strap on the legs should help you to access the abdomen and help you to feel that containment such that the breath can originate from the lower abdominal region. If everything is spreading outward, then it's harder to feel the upward lift. So the straps are to kind of assist, create a frame, bring more awareness, bring a little bit of earth element to this air element that we are now working with. Air, ether, prana. The prana is what's in the storage tanks. Prana is the life force, and Gita Iyengar tells us that the prana brings knowledge. The prana brings jnana. So as we cultivate this Ujjayi breath, bringing it up into the armpit region, all the way from the storage tanks, you could say, in the lower abdominal groin region. We're bringing vitality to all the organs, hopefully. Continue for a couple more minutes, allowing the breath to gradually slow down, soften, as you cultivate the Ujjayi effects and actions. In addition to the lift of the abdomen, pulling up and back in order to draw the breath up into the rib cage, add is the slight external rotation of the upper arms at the very top of the breath, so that you can lift the breath even higher into the upper chest. And gently, without force, hold it there for a second or two before you slowly let it go. The abdomen softens at the very end of the exhale. And like I said, you can take resting breath in between as needed. Finish this cycle, and then return to normal breathing. Do a few cycles of your normal resting breath. And then fold your hands in, bend your legs, roll to your side, rest on your side for a breath or two, and then sit up when you're ready. Okay. For this next round, we're going to take the bolster sideways. Do you see? Now, Marlies, you will repeat your setup, okay? And then have a blanket and another one on top of that on the far side. This setup is to enhance this feeling of the upper chest and to bring attention to this upper chest region. Just to review a little bit of what we were doing in the earlier cycles. So lifting the breath from the lower abdominal region at the top of the thighs. And I mentioned how Geisha said that we have storage tanks here. I'm also imagining storage tanks here in the lower abdominal region. Of course, these are all where the lymph, concentrations of lymph are in the groins, in the armpits. So this time we'll take the shoulders down into the gap between the bolster and the blanket and concentrate on opening up this area even more, okay? So sitting in front of the bolster. Now this time be at least one hand's length away from the bolster with the hips. Then bring your elbows to the bolster, lift that chest, and then lie down. The shoulders slip into the space between the blanket and the bolster, and then the arms out to the sides. I'm just going to change my angle a little bit so it's easier to see. And then straighten your legs. So in this position now, let's start to work with the Viloma. So we're going to start to develop the stages of the breath. So the first stage is going to be from the lower abdomen to the line of the navel. Just listen for a moment, and then you'll hold that and pause. Then you'll breathe a little bit again, and this time filling the region from the navel to the bottom breastband, and then you'll pause there. And then from the bottom breastband to the top of the strap will be the third stage, okay? So I'll talk you through it. Just doing your normal breath for now. Letting the strap on the legs create the frame so that you can access the lower abdominal region, and the strap on the top be a sensory device to feel that top chest lifting, the armpit chest opening. So from the normal breath, exhale completely. Inhaling from the depth of the groins, inhale to the level of the navel. Abdomen pulls in and up. Pause. Inhale again from the lower abdominal region to the bottom breastband. Feel the breath lifting into the chest region. Pause. And then inhale again from the bottom breastband to the top of the strap, all the way up to the top chest near the collarbones. Pause. And then exhaling, let it go. Slowly, softly, exhaling. Take a resting breath if you need to, and then we'll repeat. Exhale completely. Inhaling from the groins to the navel. Navel pulls in and up. Pause. Inhaling from the navel up to the bottom breastband. So lifting the breath now into the ribcage. The abdomen pulls up and back so as to lift the breath. And then inhaling one more time, all the way up to the top of the strap, near the collarbones, filling up the storage tank at the side walls of the chest, near the armpit, and then slowly exhaling. We'll do one more cycle all together, then you'll be on your own. Exhale completely. Draw the breath up from the lowest part of the abdomen to the level of the navel. Feel that lower abdomen pulling up and back. Pause. Inhale to the bottom breastband. Feel the breath traveling up the side waist, side ribs. Pause. And then all the way up, lifting the breath into the strap. You should feel the strap become just a little bit taut as you do that third stage of the breath, lifting the chest maximum and then slowly letting it go. Keep your face soft, your jaw soft, your eyes soft during all of this. If you feel your face getting hard, your throat getting hard, then you're being too ambitious with the breath. You're being too aggressive with the breath. It's important to keep the breath very soft, steady, and even. No strain. You will know if you've pushed too hard if you feel yourself trying to catch your breath in between. The goal is to make it soft and steady so that you can do continuous cycles. Do 3 more cycles on your own, taking resting breaths in between if you need to. 3 more cycles of Viloma, Abhyantara Viloma, Viloma stage 1. Feel 3 distinct sections of the breath, 3 distinct stages of the breath. And the pause should be just long enough to allow the breath to kind of be perfused through the region. But a definite pause so as to contain the breath in that region. Not such a long pause that you feel like you're gasping for air on the next stage. It should be just long enough to allow the breath to sort of percolate and spread, but not so long that you feel any strain. If you feel any strain, just return to normal breathing. None of this should be forced. None of this should be strained at all. After you finish your 3 cycles, return to normal breathing. Okay. Fold your arms in and bend your legs and roll to your side again. And Marlies, you'll be sitting up on a chair. Okay? Leila, you can sit up on your bolster. So now I've turned the bolster sideways. I still have, you can remove your leg strap. I still have my chest strap. All right. Take a blanket, open it up, and support your legs. Look, I'm kind of stuffing the blanket without lifting my knees. I'm kind of stuffing the blanket underneath the knees so that the knees can slightly press forward and down. You can also do this in a chair. The second blanket is going to be folded in a long rectangle as kind of a lap desk, so my hands can rest on it. All right. Now hold the chair or bolster behind you. Roll the upper arm bones out. Pull the shoulder blades in. That should help you to feel this lift in the side walls of the chest. And you should feel the skin of the chest lifting and spreading into the strap, but not being bound by the strap. But the strap is just giving some feedback. so that we can be sure that the chest is lifting strongly. See that the abdomen is still pulled back so that the lumbar spine is broad. And then turning the upper arm bones out, turn the palms out, bring the elbows near the side waist, and bring the hands to rest on the blanket, on your lap, okay? Make sure that the hands are soft. Make sure that there's no holding, spreading, gripping of the hands whatsoever. Lift the top chest, lift the strap toward the ceiling, look up on a diagonal, and then bring your head down into Jalandhara Bandha. Keep lifting the collarbones up, drawing the trapezium, the back muscles downward, shoulder blades into the back ribs, navel pulled up and back. I'm bringing my head up so I can see you, but you stay. Now, Marlies, don't do this. I don't think you should do this. Keep your head balanced at the top of the spine, Marlies, okay? Just concentrate there. Layla, try bringing your head down a little bit lower, lifting the sternum up to meet the chin. Yeah, that's right. As long as there's no strain or pain here. Okay, exhale completely. 3 Viloma breaths here. Viloma inhales, Abhyantara Viloma. Exhale completely. Inhale, lower abdomen. Pause. Inhale, up to the bottom breastband. Pause. Inhale, all the way up to the collarbones. Feel the chest strap getting taut as you do that, and then slowly exhale. All right, 2 more. Exhale completely. Inhale, the bottom breath. Hold it. Inhale, just up to the bottom breastband of the rib, of the breath. And then inhale all the way up, near the collarbones, up and over the strap. Slowly exhaling. The abdomen controls the exhale. The abdomen softens at the end of the exhale. 1 more Viloma breath on your own. 1 more Viloma, Abhyantara Viloma cycle on your own. Keep the steadiness of the spine, the steadiness of the mind, focused on the breath. After your cycle, then return to normal breathing. And then bring your head up. You can extend your legs. And now you'll lie down and rest. So, Marlies, I would say lie down with your legs on the chair again. Layla, if you're comfortable lying flat on your back, do so. If you feel like you need support under your head, use it. If you need any other support, use that. And now settling into Shavasana. I forgot to say remove the straps, Layla, so you can just loosen the straps if you haven't removed them already. So in Shavasana, observe the effect of the pranayama. Hopefully you feel relaxed, but awake, not sluggish, not agitated, but in that calm, clear state of sattva that we are cultivating through the practice of pranayama. Marlies, I think I can turn off the recording myself so you could stay. And I'm going to let you all stay in Shavasana as long as you need to while I sign out. So glad you were here and see you next week.